Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. If you think things are bad now because you can't get housing, can't get to see a doctor, can't use any resources, the NHS is overwhelmed, schools pushed to the ginnels, a decision by a High Court judge yesterday is going to make things worse. Way, way worse. As in, it's unimaginably bad. An appeal was launched against a Palestinian immigrant, and he won. The decision was made by the courts. It's quite clearly the courts that are at fault here. The establishment, yet again, working against, the vested interests of the people. We don't have the resources for what is about to happen. But the High Court judge ruled that Palestinian refugees can enter Britain quite legally under the same legislation that was enacted and put in place for Ukrainians. This would entitle around 2 million Palestinians the immediate right to come to Britain. 2 million of them. Now, Angela Rayner wants to build 1.5 million homes. These 2 million are over and above the nearly 1 million people who already come here every year. So we'd be seeing immigration into this country at the rate of 3 million a year. Can somebody please tell me, A, where are they going to live? B, where are they going to go when they're ill? C, where are they going to send their kids for schooling? D, where are they going to get all these jobs from? Or are they going to be expected to be paid for by the taxpayer? And E, how many British people are going to up sticks and leave the country as a result of it, taking all their money with them? Because there was no legal way of stopping them. All you have to do now, because of that ruling last night, is if you're a Palestinian, you've just hit the jackpot. Hey, I'm going to go to Britain. Why? Because they have to let me in. There's no legal way they can stop me now, because a High Court judge had a brain fart. Well done. Tell me what's going on. Tell me when I voted for this. Tell me when I was asked my opinion on whether we should be letting in 3 million people a year unresourced. Now, the thing is, when these people do come in, they're coming in a legal route. So we will know who they are, where they're going to live and all this, right? But the resources aren't there. We can barely... there was a report by Thames Water recently that said it's literally running out of water in London because there's so many illegals that they were unaware of in London that they hadn't accounted for it in the water supply. You bring in another 2 million people, we don't have an infrastructure. We don't generate enough electricity for that. We don't produce enough water for that. We certainly don't have the housing for it. Now, the only way the government are going to get around this, and I'm not even kidding, is that they start appointing these refugees to you. Oh, you've got a spare bedroom, you're going to have a refugee. And there'll be nothing you can do about it. They're legally obliged, the government is legally obliged to find housing under international law. And if the only housing they've got is your spare room, well, suck it up, buddy. It's unbelievable, isn't it? This High Court judge should not have the ability and the right to do this to Britain. It's undemocratic, for one thing. I don't know where to go with this one. I know what I want to say, but I'm going to be so careful, haven't I? But it does make your blood piss, doesn't it? I mean, your piss boil, even. It's the establishment working against Britain. nobody has resourced this issue. If we had a huge amount of land like the United States and an infrastructure that could build and create, it would be different. We're a very small, overpopulated, very densely populated island with limited resources. Why do they all want to keep coming here? There's 200 countries in the world. Why Britain? They're not going to Denmark, are they? Not surprised. Denmark closed its borders to them. They're not going to Poland, are they? Again, they're not going to Hungary. There's lots of countries they're not going to. They all seem to want to come here. Is our government actively looking to destroy us? I do believe it is. With the way that they're destroying the economy, deliberately, in my view, destroying the economy. They're weakening our national defence. They're alienating us from our historical allies. They're deliberately weakening our borders. They're not solving the illegal immigration problem. And now they're opening up the gateway to mass legal immigration. They're releasing prisoners. They're locking up dissidents. They're covering up rape. Tell me at what point this government is doing anything for us. At what point is it protecting us? It's not. We have got traitors in government who are harming this nation with every single decision they make. There's probably, at some point, there may well be a reckoning. No, I can't say anything. I'm certainly not telling you to do anything. Far from it. I am not. I am most definitely not saying it. In case anyone is watching, an authority, watching my videos, monitoring me. But it wouldn't surprise me if someone did. Or a lot of people did. Or if millions did. Because we see time and time again, you can only push a population so far. I've never had a problem with legal migration so long as it is controlled and we know who's coming in. But even through legal means, 3 million people a year legally coming here is unsustainable. It's unwanted. It's unwarranted. The last time that number of people came into Britain, we've never had that number of immigrants, ever. Well done, Labour. Well done, that judge, that unelected, undemocratic judge that we can't get rid of. There's going to be a lot of people leaving this country because of this. I know. Thanks very much. Bye.